Alright, cool. We're going to go into a quick commercial break. But Isaac, the next song that you guys performed, what's the name of that?
That doesn't have a name, but it's based on an old jazz form or African American form called the blues.
Okay.
I like to call it Colombo Blues. I think we can call it, we'll call it.
You just came up with the name on Good Morning Sri Lanka. That's awesome.
You heard it here first.
Colombo Blues, yeah. Only here on Good Morning Sri Lanka. Let's take a listen to Isaac's and Derek's Colombo Blues.
Sounds of Isaac Smith and Derek Beckvold.
That was my 80s radio voice, like that. Didn't work? No? Yeah? Debatable? Okay, quiet, everyone. Well, that was really awesome. Colombo Blues, made here in Sri Lanka. Kind of put together. That's really amazing stuff. Well, yay, thumbs up from MTV here. Really loved it. Alright, so what inspired you two to make music together?
Well, we're musicians, that's what we do.
No way. Okay.
Yeah. I don't think it's really a question of inspiration.
Right.
We're each inspired maybe individually, and then we happen to both be musicians, and then we play together. And
no, where do you guys meet?
Where?
Mm-hmm.
Like physically?
Yeah.
Where do
you
we
meet? And we're like, hey, you know what? Let's jam together, man. Let's do that. Is that what the musicians say these days? Jam? I think.
Yeah. Normally we meet at our premises in Borella, Music Matters. There's lots of nice rehearsals that happen there.
Okay.
There's a small handful of musicians connected with that place that are always playing and thinking and making interesting music.
Right.
So Derek is often there, so we're often playing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Like, hey, dude, I'd like to collaborate. Let's make music together. Ooh.
Well,
was that not even that formal? Just like if someone's playing, then you can just start playing.
Or Hey Derek,
No
you got
worries.
half an hour?
Let's play some
And
music.
you got
Yeah.
5 minutes?
Yeah.
What's rehearsals like usually with you two? Do you ever rehearse? Like, for example, Colombo Blues and Api Tambali Boom, was that ever rehearsed before you guys played it?
We rehearsed Api Tambali Bomo, but
Yeah.
not Colombo Blues, because Colombo Blues we know as a form independent from it's just a part of the music, like a musical language that
Okay.
we both know. So we decided, let's play a blues
Right.
at this tempo. But it's quite hard to play in this space because it's very dead, so we had to really work it out a few times.
Now guys, from what you've gauged at Music Matters, how do you rate the talent in Sri Lanka? Do we really have potential stars who can go international in the future? Your honest opinion.
I'm talking about pop music.
Yeah.
I don't really know that much of Sri Lankan pop, honestly. I don't really listen to that. But I mean, I'm certainly down to listen to it. If you have some names you can turn me on to when we leave here, I'll check it out.
What about-
I can't say.
Sorry?
I can't really say because I've only been here for,
What
very
about the
short amount of
ones who
time.
do the instruments?
At the
ones,
school?
Yeah.
Well, they're like little kids, so I mean, yeah, there's some good ones. For the most part, they're fairly young, up through maybe high school aged, or at the oldest. But most of it is kind of middle school and lower. So there's talent.
They've got
for
the
sure, but you
potential.
can't look at someone who's 6 years old and be like, they're going to be an international, famous touring pop musician. I mean, unless you're Nostradamus and can predict the future. But
Like me. Who will be the next greatest saxophone player? Woo. Unfortunately not. But alright, you two, now this is it's been a while since you, not a while, it's just been a short time since you two have been playing together. Do you ever think that maybe you two would actually form a duo together?
I think we have here this morning. This is it.
That's it.
You
Here on Good Morning
heard
Sri
it,
Lanka.
seen it here first.
And many
Start
more
of
to come in the
duo.
future, yeah?
What
Surely.
will you
And
call
hopefully.
yourselves? Let's brainstorm together now.
Eka Deka Tuna.
Dude, that's amazing. I think yes. He's not too happy with it, but I think yes. Call it Ekatuna.
Yeah, you can go for it if you want to.
No.
Maybe next time when
maybe
you
next
polish it a little bit even more. But unfortunately, that's it for the time we've got, Jason, for this lovely interview. We had a great time today, so thank you so much. And we're gonna, on behalf of Good Morning Sri Lanka, wish you all the best for all your future endeavors. All right?
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah, Jason.
Well, that's unfortunately all the time we have. If you do want to find out more information about today's show, you can email us at mtvsports@maharaja.ok. That's mtvsports@maharaja.ok to find out more about our musicians here, Derek and Isaac. We'll go into a quick commercial break and we'll be back with more Good Morning Sri Lanka.
And welcome back to Good Morning Sri Lanka on a Thursday morning. I know what you're thinking. Faces have changed on the set. Yes, I am here. We've let go of Jason and Banu, and I hope you had a very musical morning at the start of this show. But I'm not here alone. I'm with Amaya. Good morning, Amaya.
Good morning, Vasam.
Good morning
That
to
was
you.
a nice way to start off the day, right, with a little bit of music.
Yep.
And I'm sure that everyone appreciated that as well. But we've taken over from Jason and Banu to talk about something else that starts with M. But before we get to that,
M.
yes. Before we get to that, I'm going to ask Vasam how he used to spend his holidays as a child. What did you do, Vasam?
My holidays as a child, are you talking about what I did with my leisure time, or?
Yeah, maybe you went on trips with your family.
Yeah. I was
Yes.
not that I really wanted to go on these trips, but I was inevitably dragged. So the thing is, like when you're a kid, you don't get a say. Like if your parents say, okay, listen, we're packing up and we're going to this A place, you just have to go.
No choice at all, right?
No choice at all.
But in the process of parents packing up and taking their kids to certain places, it can become a bit stressful for the parents themselves to really handle their kids.
Yeah.
And when on Good Morning Sri Lanka, when we speak about handling your children and knowing the proper way to take care of your kids, we of course have our childcare expert on the show this morning, and she's Arundhati Sivagurunathan. Good morning, Arundhati.
Good morning, Amaya.
You forgot to say resident child care.
Yeah, expert. Yeah, she has a little place reserved for her, a chalet reserved for her on the premises of MTV
We've labelled it. She's a resident childcare expert because she's here with us all the time. Every time we have like a childcare kind of issue we want to talk about, we just pick up the phone and we call Arundhati and
yeah, because this is all from queries you've sent in, and now we know the issues that you want to speak about, so we're speaking about those issues. So Arundhati, this morning we are speaking about, now I'm going to the word with M very soon, but this morning we're speaking about having a stress-free holiday with your kids. So what do you think about that?
Very difficult.
There you go. Started with the terms very difficult. Now what about all those people out there who want to make babies now? You just shattered all their hopes.
It's when you
Just
have
shattered all their hopes. All their hopes.
I think you need to plan it out very carefully, especially the destination is very important. As you said before, that parents have the tendency of dragging the kids wherever they go, but it should be the case. It should be a place where the child will be occupied and a lot of space. You really can't take kids into small areas for holidays. Some they could run around active, and of course the most stressful thing is not about the trip. What happens is how you plan the trip and what you take for the kids. This is where the parents get stressed out.
I see. All right. So in your opinion, what are the things that you must have with you anytime you take, let's say, kids below the age of 10 or 8 on a little road trip with the family? What are the things you should have with you?
Well, one thing is when you pack, you need to be very concerned about what you pack for your child, right? According to the weather conditions and how many changes they require, right? Because you don't want to run out of things. And especially when you're traveling in the car, or if you're on a boat or even a flight, whatever, you should always have a ready sack with you where you don't get stressed out looking for things, right? So what is the emergency there? There should be always water, should be snacks and a change for your child without getting stressed out.
Wow. Would you say that below 8 is the toughest age when you travel with kids?
I think 5, after 5 it's not so difficult.
It's not so difficult?
Not so difficult because they can ask you what they want, and plus they can look after themselves in their own way. I think up to 5 it's very difficult to travel
with kids. So sometimes it's not about the destination, Vasam, it's about the journey and actually getting there that can really stress parents out. And here, this is my word with
I'm going to ask you before you bring the golden word out. Before you bring the golden word out, I'm going
words actually.
Okay, two words, right? Okay.
Yes.
Before you bring that out, were you a stressful kid?
No, I was a perfect angel in the back seat. I never gave my parents any trouble at all.
Any trouble at all?
They were very happy to take me anywhere around the country. I was a very good tourist.
Oh, okay, all right then. So bringing the words, Amaya.
All right, so today we are going to speak to you about kids with motion sickness. That's the word with M. All right. So now we built this up, but let's speak about what exactly motion sickness is.
Well, very simply, what motion sickness is, feeling very uncomfortable or sick in your stomach when you're traveling by car or plane or by boat. The passenger feels very uncomfortable.
I think a lot of people use like different terms. Like when you go in a vehicle, some people say car sick, and when you go in a boat, people say seasick. So I think it's all the same thing, right?
But I think we have a little video that's ready that explains to us sort of the mechanism of motion sickness and what really happens inside your body. So I'm sure that will be very interesting. Let's go find out.
Just begun your road trip with some friends when you decide to read a book